Do you love avocados? Most of us do. They're creamy, delicious, and packed with good stuff. Right. You see them everywhere now, on toast, in salads, blended into smoothies, or just scooped out with a spoon. And for good reason, they're often called a superfood because of all the healthy fats, vitamins, and fiber they contain. We hear so much about how good they are for us, especially as we get a little older and our bodies need different things to stay healthy and strong. They can be wonderful for heart health, keeping things moving smoothly inside, and even supporting brain function. But here's something you might not realize, even with something as healthy as an avocado. It's possible to make mistakes in how we choose, prepare, or eat them that could actually work against our health, rather than for it. It's a bit of a painful reality, isn't it? Thinking you're doing something good for yourself, only to find out there might be a hidden pitfall. The secret isn't to avoid avocados altogether. Perish the thought, but to understand these simple mistakes and how to easily avoid them. In this video, we're going to uncover 6 common avocado mistakes that could surprisingly impact your well-being. And more importantly, I'll share simple ways to make sure you're getting all the wonderful benefits without any of the downsides. These are practical tips that are easy to put into practice right away. Stick with me, because we're going to look at things like how much is too much, how to pick the perfect one, and even a simple step you might be skipping before you slice into that green goodness. Watch to the end for something that will surprise you. Now, let's dive right in and tackle the first potential stumble many of us make when it comes to enjoying our beloved avocados. It might seem obvious, but it's incredibly easy to get wrong. And the impact on your health, particularly as we age, can be significant. We're talking about simply eating too much. Yes, it sounds straightforward, but think about it. Avocados are wonderfully rich and dense. That creaminess comes from healthy fats, which are fantastic for you in moderation. They help your body absorb vitamins, they support cell function, and they contribute to that feeling of being satisfied after a meal. But those healthy fats, while good, are still fats, and fats are calorie-dense. A single medium-sized avocado can contain anywhere from 200 to over 300 calories, and a significant amount of fat, often around 20 to 30 grams or even more, for someone who is active and burning a lot of energy. Incorporating half or even a whole avocado into their daily diet might fit perfectly within their calorie needs. But as we get older, our metabolism often slows down a bit. We might not be as physically active as we once were. This means our daily calorie requirements tend to decrease. If you're adding a whole avocado to your breakfast toast, another half to your lunch salad, and maybe a bit of guacamole with dinner, those calories and fats can add up very, very quickly, potentially leading to unintended weight gain. Now, a few extra pounds might not sound like a big deal, but carrying excess weight, especially around the middle, can increase the risk of various health issues that are more common later in life, such as type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and joint problems due to added strain. It's not just about weight, though. Eating large amounts of fat, even healthy fat, can sometimes be hard on the digestive system for some people. You might experience bloating, gas, or just a general feeling of heaviness or discomfort after eating a very large portion of avocado. As our digestive systems can become a little more sensitive with age, paying attention to portion size becomes even more important for comfort and optimal nutrient absorption. So, what's a reasonable portion? For most people over 60, enjoying about a quarter to half of a medium avocado in a sitting is usually a good balance. This gives you all the wonderful nutrients, the healthy fats, the fiber, which is great for digestion, without overloading on calories or fat. It's about enjoying the benefits without the burden. Think of it as a potent addition to your meal, not the main event or something you eat endlessly. Spread a thin layer on whole grain crackers. Add a few slices to your salad, or mash a quarter into your eggs. Being mindful of how much you're actually scooping out or slicing can make a real difference in how your body feels and manages its energy throughout the day. Now, moving on from how much we eat, let's talk about the state of the avocado itself. This leads us to the second common mistake eating avocados that aren't at the right stage of ripeness. You know the drill. You buy avocados. Leave them on the counter. Check them obsessively. And one day, they go from rock hard to mushy seemingly overnight. The temptation is there to eat them when they're not quite ready, or to salvage them when they're past their prime. But eating an avocado at the wrong ripeness can impact not just the taste and texture, but potentially your digestion and health as well. An unripe avocado is hard, has a bright green flesh, and doesn't mash or slice easily. Taste-wise, it's often described as bland or even slightly bitter. More importantly, unripe avocados contain compounds that can be difficult for your digestive system to break down. Eating them might lead to indigestion, bloating, or stomach upset. Your body simply can't access all those lovely nutrients properly when the avocado is still hard and underdeveloped. Think of it like trying to eat a hard, unripe banana. It's just not the same experience or as easy on your tummy. For those of us whose digestive systems might not be as robust as they once were, this can be particularly uncomfortable. You want the good stuff from the avocado. And that comes when it's perfectly ripe and its natural enzymes have done their work. On the flip side, an overripe avocado might have dark spots on the skin, be very soft or even mushy to the touch, and the flesh can appear bruised, stringy, or even have brown or black spots within it. While a little bruising inside is sometimes okay, significant discoloration or stringiness indicates that the quality has deteriorated. The taste can become unpleasant, sometimes fermented or rancid. More concerningly, overripe fruit, especially if the skin is broken or it's been sitting too long, can potentially develop mold or harbor bacteria. While not all mold on fruit is harmful, some types can produce toxins, and the presence of mold can also indicate that harmful bacteria, like listeria, which can cause serious illness, especially in older adults with weaker immune systems, might be present. You can't always see or smell these dangers. So, salvaging large portions of a clearly overripe, discolored, or off-smelling avocado just isn't worth the risk to your health. The key is to catch your avocado at that perfect stage. How do you tell the skin should be dark green, almost black, depending on the variety, but not completely black and shiny? That might mean it's gone too far. It should yield to gentle pressure when you cup it in your hand, but not feel mushy. A great trick is to flick off the little stem cap at the top. If it comes off easily and reveals green underneath, it's usually good to go. If it's hard to remove or shows brown underneath, it might be unripe or overripe, respectively. Learning to recognize this sweet spot means you're getting the best flavor, texture, and, most importantly, the easiest digestion and highest nutritional value from your avocado. It takes a little practice, but paying attention to ripeness is a simple step that ensures your healthy choice actually supports your health. Now that we've talked about getting the ripeness just right, let's think about what happens after you cut into that perfect avocado, because how you handle and store it can be just as crucial. All right, so you've mastered picking the perfectly ripe avocado. You've sliced it open, maybe used half for your toast, and now you have the other half left. This brings us to the third mistake, one that many people make: improper storage of cut avocados. You might think, it's just fruit. How much could storage matter? But once you cut into an avocado, you expose the flesh to air, which is why it starts to turn brown. A process called oxidation. This browning isn't necessarily harmful to eat initially, but it affects the taste, texture, and appeal. More importantly, cutting into an avocado exposes its moist, nutrient-rich flesh, creating a perfect environment for bacteria to grow, especially if it's not stored correctly. Leaving a cut avocado sitting out at room temperature, even for a short time, can allow harmful bacteria to multiply. We're talking about potential contaminants like listeria or salmonella, which can be present on the skin and transferred to the flesh when you cut it a mistake. We'll discuss later. These bacteria thrive in moist, room temperature conditions. For older adults who may have compromised immune systems, consuming food contaminated with these bacteria can lead to serious, even life-threatening illnesses. Simply covering the cut surface with plastic wrap might seem enough to prevent browning, but it doesn't create an airtight seal needed to significantly slow oxidation or prevent bacterial growth over time. The best way to store a cut avocado is in the refrigerator. Using an airtight container or tightly wrapping the cut surface directly with plastic wrap, pressing it firmly onto the flesh to minimize air exposure. Some people also recommend leaving the pit in the unused half, as the pit area oxidizes less quickly, or squeezing a little lemon or lime juice over the surface, as the acidity helps slow down the browning process. While these tricks help with oxidation, the most critical step for food safety is refrigeration, and using an airtight method to reduce air exposure and keep potential bacteria at bay. A properly stored half avocado can usually last a day or two in the fridge. If you find yourself frequently only using half, consider buying smaller avocados or planning meals where you can use a whole one to minimize leftovers. Don't risk getting sick from a few slices of avocado that weren't stored safely. It's a simple habit to adopt: fridge and airtight. Transitioning from storage, let's talk about what you pair your avocado with. This leads us to the fourth common mistake combining avocados with unhealthy foods or excessive. Calorie-laden toppings. Avocados are hailed as a health food largely because of their monounsaturated fats and nutrients. But just because you're eating avocado doesn't automatically make the whole meal healthy, especially if it's riding on a wave of less nutritious ingredients. Think about avocado toast. It's incredibly popular, and spreading mashed avocado on whole grain toast can be a healthy choice. But what happens when that toast is white bread loaded with butter before the avocado? Or when the avocado is piled high with greasy bacon? Excessive amounts of cheese, or drowning in a creamy, store-bought dressing suddenly. That healthy avocado is part of a meal that's sky-high in unhealthy saturated fats, sodium, and refined carbohydrates. The beneficial properties of the avocado are completely overshadowed by the unhealthy elements surrounding it. You're getting all those extra calories and unhealthy fats without the health return you expected from eating the avocado. Or consider guacamole. Traditional guacamole, made with mashed avocado, onion, cilantro, lime juice, and maybe a little chili, is fantastic. The mistake comes when you eat it with an endless bowl of fried tortilla chips. Those chips are typically high in calories, unhealthy fats, and salt. You can easily consume hundreds, if not 1,000 calories just by mindlessly dipping chips into even the healthiest guacamole. Again, the avocado is healthy, but the vehicle for eating it completely negates its benefits. The point here is that context matters. When you're enjoying avocado, pair it with ingredients that complement its health profile, not detract from it. Instead of white bread and butter, use whole grain or sprouted bread. Top your avocado toast with a sprinkle of red pepper flakes. Everything bagel. Seasoning, watch the salt. Cherry tomatoes. Or a poached egg for added protein and nutrients. Enjoy your guacamole with fresh vegetable sticks like carrots, celery, cucumbers, or bell peppers instead of chips. Add avocado slices to a lean protein salad, a bowl of lentil soup, or blend a small amount into a smoothie with greens and fruit. By pairing avocado with other healthy foods, you create a synergistic effect, enhancing the overall nutritional value of your meal and ensuring you're truly benefiting from this wonderful fruit without piling on unhealthy extras. It's about making the avocado part of a balanced, nutritious plate, not using it as an excuse to indulge in unhealthy habits. Being mindful of what accompanies your avocado is a simple adjustment that can make a big difference in how truly healthy your meal is. All right, we've talked about portion size, ripeness, storage, and what you eat your avocado with. Now, let's move on to something that might seem very basic, almost too simple to be a mistake, but it's one that health experts emphasize because it directly relates to food safety. This is our fifth potential pitfall: not washing the avocado skin before cutting into it. I know, you don't eat the skin. Right. So why bother washing it? Well, think about where avocados come from. They grow on trees. They're picked. They're handled by many people. They travel distances, and they sit in bins at the grocery store. Their skins can pick up all sorts of things along the way. Dirt, bacteria from the soil like Listeria, Salmonella, E, Kal. En tatuch dissugar tanonj. Yazori but gun dikisto da konas tesh. Die harder tromoyanj. Ascarrier your contaminants from handling. When you place that unwashed avocado on your cutting board and slice through the skin with a knife, anything that's on the outside of the skin can be transferred directly onto the knife blade. And then, as you push the knife through the flesh, you're essentially dragging those contaminants into the part you're actually going to eat. It's a direct pathway for potentially harmful bacteria to get into your food. For healthy adults, exposure to small amounts of bacteria might not cause any problems, or maybe just a mild stomach upset. But for people over 60, particularly those with weakened immune systems due to age or underlying health conditions, even a small amount of certain bacteria can lead to serious foodborne illness, requiring hospitalization and causing significant health complications. Washing your avocado is a simple, quick step that dramatically reduces this risk. Before you cut, hold the avocado under cool running water and gently scrub the entire surface of the skin with a clean vegetable brush or your hands. You don't need soap, just running water and a little friction to remove visible dirt and surface bacteria. After washing, dry the avocado with a clean cloth or paper towel. This removes any remaining moisture that bacteria might thrive in and helps you get a better grip when cutting. This simple act of washing and drying creates a much safer environment for slicing and enjoying the creamy inside. It's a habit that takes mere seconds, but offers significant protection against potential foodborne pathogens. Don't skip this crucial step. Even if the avocado looks clean, you can't see bacteria. Now, let's look at our sixth and final potential mistake. And this one is perhaps the most personal, ignoring how your body specifically reacts to avocados. While avocados are generally considered healthy and well tolerated by most people, no single food is perfect for absolutely everyone. Just because something is labeled a superfood or is widely praised doesn't mean your individual system might not have a different response. Some people might have a mild sensitivity to avocados that manifests as digestive issues, despite their healthy fat and fiber. For some individuals, especially those with sensitive stomachs or certain digestive conditions like irritable bowel syndrome (IBS), the specific types of fibers or fats in avocados might cause bloating, gas, or stomach cramps. This isn't a widespread problem, but it does happen. If you notice that you consistently feel uncomfortable or experience digestive upset after eating avocado, it's worth paying attention to. It doesn't mean avocados are bad. It just means they might not agree with your particular digestive system. At least not in certain amounts or preparations. In very rare cases, some people can have an actual allergy to avocados. This is sometimes linked to a latex allergy. Symptoms can range from itching in the mouth or throat to more severe reactions. While this is uncommon, it's important to be aware that it is possible, less seriously. But still worth noting is that avocados contain a very small amount of vitamin K, while typically not enough to interfere with blood-thinning medications like warfarin for most people, individuals on such medication who eat very large. Inconsistent amounts of vitamin K-rich foods are often advised to maintain a consistent intake, while leafy greens are much higher sources. It's a tiny point to consider if you're eating avocados in extreme quantities daily and on certain medications. However, the main point here is simply to listen to your body. If you experience negative symptoms consistently after eating avocados, whether it's digestive discomfort or something else, don't just dismiss it because avocados are healthy. Your body is giving you feedback. It might mean you need to reduce the portion size, prepare it differently. Or perhaps it's a food that doesn't agree with you, and you might feel better limiting or avoiding it. Being attuned to your body's signals is incredibly important as we age. We often know best what makes us feel good and what doesn't. Ignoring these signs just because a food has a healthy reputation is a mistake, because it can leave you feeling unwell and potentially missing out on feeling your best. So, pay attention. Experiment with portion sizes or preparation methods if you suspect an issue. And if necessary, consult with a doctor or a registered dietitian who can help you understand your body's specific needs and reactions. So, there you have it. 6 potential mistakes. From overindulging and improper storage to not washing and ignoring your body's unique signals. It might seem like a lot to think about for one little fruit, But the good news is that these are all simple, practical adjustments you can make. Enjoying avocados is wonderful. They are truly packed with nutrients that can support your health in many ways. Especially as you navigate the years after 60, they contribute to heart health, support healthy vision, provide valuable fiber for digestion, and those healthy fats are great for brain function. The key isn't to be afraid of avocados, but to approach them with a little knowledge and mindfulness. By being aware of portion sizes, ensuring they're perfectly ripe, storing them safely, pairing them wisely with other healthy foods, giving them a quick wash, and most importantly, listening to your own body, you can confidently enjoy all the delicious benefits avocados have to offer without any of the potential downsides. Remember, small changes in your habits around even healthy foods can make a big difference in how you feel day to day and contribute to your long-term well-being. Have you ever made any of these mistakes? Or maybe you have your own tips for picking or storing avocados. I'd love to hear your experiences and thoughts. Sharing helps us all learn and grow together. So please feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps others find this information too. Also, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos packed with practical health tips and advice tailored for living your best life at every age. Thank you so much for watching. Keep making those smart, healthy choices and live your best life at every age.